on this matchup.
We certainly didn't finish the last game. The last 5 minutes of the game was not what we needed it to be. So that's something that we have to continue to work on. Playing at Mississippi State, every game we've ever had over there has been really, really difficult. Their team is playing really well, so this is going to be a real challenge for us, and we're going to have to bring our A game, play our best against a lot of really good players on both sides of the ball. So it's always a difficult place to play with the cowboy bells and all that, but we've been into a couple difficult circumstances so far this year, so hopefully we can continue to improve how we manage that.
I'll have more in a moment.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Treatment Company, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood is championship quality lumber for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. No rot, no decay, no termites, no problems. Just wood treated right. To locate your local Everwood store, visit everwoodtreatment.com. Everwood Treatment, official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
We've got you covered for Alabama football against Mississippi State on Saturday. Our radio coverage across the network will begin at 3 p.m. Central, leading you up right to kickoff at 6 p.m. For a full listing of our radio affiliates, head to RolledTide.com, and don't forget to watch the booth cam on our Crimson Tide Sports Network Facebook page. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Everwood. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Up 15, dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that? You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The roots are kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fire for the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Hurts has a lot of room now in front of him. First down. Hurts buying time, throws, and caught. What a grab by Watkins. First and goal from the 5. Hurts keeps wide open. Touchdown, Zach Ertz. What a nice answer by Philadelphia. How about Barrett chasing down Hurts? Can't get there. And Jalen Hurts shows his speed. Hurts protected down the middle. There's the rookie Devontae Smith. Hurts, touchdown, Philadelphia. They're 3 for 3 this season. They are 4 for 4. Quez Watkins, 6-point game.
All right, welcome in. It is the Friday edition. Jay Barker Show live from ABX. Got Matt Coulter in studio. Lars may join us a little bit later on, but I think he's not going to make it based on a delayed flight. So we're not
earlier.
sure what's that. And
I think he's coming out of Charlotte and he got delayed there. But
Antonio's going to be with us probably a little bit later on as well. And hopefully Trent as well will let you know as those guys begin to come in studio with us and get ready for a big football Friday and Friday Night Lights tonight. We'll talk about some of those big games coming up in college football. But last night, as you heard, Jalen heard some of his highlights from a loss, but a really good performance by Jalen passing as far as, some of the big throws to Devontae was one of his big receivers, 2 catches, 31 yards. And but Jalen ended up 12 of 26, 115, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He had 2 sacks as well. And Tom Brady ends up 34, 42, 297 as far as his passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 1 interception. And I heard Mark Spears guys talking about this after the game last night, that, Jalen, Matt, is a guy that, he really began to mature, become a better quarterback his kind of junior year. Then we went to Oklahoma.
Right.
Riley really worked with him and got him where he was playing even at a higher level there. And he's progressed every single year. But, they go back to his strengths is running the football, doing the RPOs. The problem is, even as much as those guys talk about it and say that that's what they need to be doing because he's a running quarterback, in the NFL, you have to be able to stay between the tackles. You got to be able to throw the football, distribute it out to your playmakers. I don't think the RPO, because of the athletes you have and the speed that you've got in the NFL, works like it does at the high school, especially in the college levels.
wasn't that pretty much what his problem was at Alabama?
A little bit. I mean, yeah.
And I don't think he pulled the ball down real quick. I just think that he wasn't a really good pocket passer. I think he's not quite a good pocket passer, especially on the NFL level. But second half last night, he looked great.
Great, yeah.
Then, and I flipped over there. Of course, the Dodgers and Giants were on
Right,
too, and
yeah.
you know what a baseball nut I am. But I flipped over there, and Jalen did an RPO, and then he cut back off the tackle, and he scored a touchdown. It's 28-21 with, 8 minutes left?
Yep.
You know what happened then? He got Brady'd. I mean,
Yeah.
and he came back, and did they ever see the ball again? I don't think they. I mean,
They
and
did-
the
they did a great
last
job
thing I remember is him kneeling at like the 5.
That's right. They did a great job running the clock out, but good for him. And look, it was really great to see. Once again, we talked about it yesterday. All these Alabama players that are in the NFL, and last night, whether it was, you get Jalen, Devontae, you got oh my gosh, Landon Dickerson. That's right. There you go. And then other guys, on the other side, when it comes to some of the players that even Tampa's got. So a lot of fun to watch those guys. Kind of knowing them from their career at Alabama, getting a chance now to see them have success.
Jay, I
in the
saw
NFL.
this morning that Las Vegas picked up Tony Brown, and then they started listing all the
Yeah.
players. I mean, and I can't. My memory's going, but I can't remember. With Ruggs, 2 running backs, Josh Jacobs, Alex Leatherwood. Yesterday, I think we counted them up. There are 80 Alabama players on NFL rosters. Now, not are all on active rosters, just like Tony Brown.
Yeah.
He's put on the practice squad. But it's amazing, and I don't know that anybody's ever done this research, but I can't imagine any football program in the history of the NFL having more college players on their rosters than the University of Alabama.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Again, we talked about the 80 at the beginning of the year, 53 and active on the first day of camp, or actually first games that week, and how that, that's a roster, 53-man roster right there, all Alabama guys on different teams. Only 2 teams without them, as you said. Now, Zach Ertz is being traded to the Arizona Cardinals. The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 3-time Pro Bowler tight end after last night's game to Arizona in exchange for cornerback Tay Gowan and also a 2022 fifth-round draft pick. The team's announced on Friday. Arizona's acquiring Ertz with the idea of making him a featured part of their offense. They're the only undefeated team right now in the NFL. So they're looking for another weapon in order for them to continue with the success that they've had. So Ertz goes from the Eagles 2-4 to the only undefeated team in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals, at 5-0.
It's a big trade, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're losing a 3-time did you say 3-time Pro Bowler tight end? But, hey, when you're undefeated and you see that there's the future getting to a Super Bowl, and you roll.
No doubt about it. All right, tonight Clemson plays Syracuse. We saw this game a number of years back. I guess now 5, almost 4 years, 4 or 5, 4 is the 30th anniversary, but the 25th anniversary of the national championship team. We all were coming back. They had the Friday night game. It worked out perfectly. They're like, hey, we get to all come back because there's Dabo plus all the GAs and assistant coaches that have guys that are former players at Alabama. So they lose that game to Syracuse, and we're all like, he's not coming back. And he showed up, and they all showed up, and they had smiles on their faces. They were there to celebrate the '92 championship. They're like, we're not worried about that. We'll get to work this weekend. And I think actually that year they got back into the and right in the middle of everything as far as competing for a championship. But this Friday night, this is a big game for Dabo tonight. I mean, I think getting this team and continue back on track offensively, getting better production. It's not the year that he wanted, but these are the moments he steps up.
Break it down just a little bit. Maybe not a deep dive, but it's obvious to me that Clemson still has a Clemson defense. Is it fact that DJ Uiagalelei is just not performing? Because you remember last year against Notre Dame, even though they lost, the kid was spectacular. What happened to that guy?
I'm not. A lot of it is offensive line, Matt. I mean, their offensive line struggled last year with the run of the football. ETN, we've talked about this before. They had to get him in space, throw screens, get him out wide, get him lined up against linebackers, and they just couldn't run the football. Without a run game, it's really tough for a quarterback to have the same type of success throwing the ball down the field and off the play action. It also protects you as well, as we talked about many times. But he doesn't seem confident. I mean, you look in his eyes, he doesn't seem like the same kid. I don't know if the early games and losing after being behind Trevor Lawrence, seeing what Trevor accomplished, what he did, the expectations now at Clemson. I mean, that's the thing about it. I mean, when you go to Alabama, or you go, especially Alabama right now, but any of the blue bloods, you're expected to win. Your fan base wants you to win. Now, Clemson wasn't like that for many years. Dabo built that. Now, when they go into the seasons, these players coming in, it's either that, okay, are we, as coaches said, valuing winning, or also are we looking at these expectations too much and letting that pressure get to? I hope that's not the case, and I hope he hadn't lost his confidence. I've heard he's a great kid, got a great family. Dabo recruiting him tells you that as well. But he's not playing like everybody expected, especially how highly touted he was coming out of high school.
Jay, tell us, and you played with really good offensive lines in your career, but I'm sure there were a couple of times where the opposition, the defense, had figured out a way to kind of punch a hole in the offensive line or get to you, and maybe you weren't quite as confident in that game or in the second half of that game as you were against other teams. Are you looking over your shoulder? Just tell us, all the listeners of Jay Barker on Bama Insider, tell us, what do you get, happy feet? Do you want to run? Go through what your mental check down is when you get the feeling that, first of all, you probably can't run the ball, and second of all, if you drop back to pass, you might get sacked.
You feel smothered. You really do. I mean, because now you feel like you have no ability to get the 2 or 3 yards on first down, maybe get another, where you're now in front of the chains. You're not working off a third and long, second long. Those are tough downs, even for play callers. The other thing is, you're right. I mean, you can get happy if you're getting pressured, and we've talked about this, and Antonio is going to join us in a second. The same thing, if whether this blitz is coming off the outside, whether it's guys that are, rushing from the middle, that, really that pressure in your face is what makes you leave the pocket. And if a guy breaks loose and all of a sudden you're seeing those other colored jerseys very quickly in the holes, that's where your eyes come down. It's just natural. And so you're not staying downfield. So if you can protect it as a quarterback, get yourself protected, make sure you've got time and get those quick routes, those hot routes off, and have some success and get them out of it. You got to have success to get the defense to play your game and not play theirs, but definitely. And I don't mean, in 1994, we played Georgia, the best game I ever played. I mean, as far as really put me on the map. I mean, after that game, it was people were talking about Heisman Trophy and talking about, all these, different things. And before that, we had really struggled offensively. And Homer,
especially throwing the football.
Well, I mean, not so much even, it was that, but even just we just could not get in rhythm. And Coach Stallings pulled me out of the game. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I've been your starter for how many years? So Brian goes in, and good for Brian, and goes out for, I think, 2 or 3 series. And I was just over there going, if I'm going back in, I'm never coming back out. And I really played with less worried about making them. I just said, I'm just going to go chucking around, not worry about, the mistake happens.
Turn into Brett Favre.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was a good thing where it went from what could be a bad thing. So, yeah, my best game in life was I was benched in it.
And the world saw it. And the world heard your great comments after the game. Which,
exactly.
Hey, I think that also put you on the map, too. Look at this guy, 4'3".
What happened? I had to turn you on. Not that way, but,
Did you go that way when he said that? Never mind. Move along. Hey, Antonio, how are you?
Man, I'm doing good, Jay. Doing all right, man.
That's Matt.
I said, man, how you doing today? You doing all right? See that?
We're good in.
Didn't I say your name first, man?
I love your cross.
You did.
Thank you, man.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Good stuff. All right, we'll come back. Let's take a quick break. Local Realty gets us to the break as I want to tell you about Jeremy and Gina Miller. They do a terrific job when it comes to selling your home. And on the sell side, it is a flat fee. It's a flat fee, $2,900 flat fee up to a $500,000 listing on your home. You're going to save money, really make money on the sale of your home on that sell side. They know that's your biggest investment for a lot of you and that you want to sell and make money, get the equity back that you've put into it. It's your money to buy a new house, vacation, retirement, education, whatever it is, it's yours. And they know that. LocalRealtyFlatFee.com for more information. LocalRealtyFlatFee.com for more information on Local Realty. All right, so we want to remind you to subscribe and like at BamaInsider.com as you continue to hear us throughout the radio network. Get to your office or back home. Get on YouTube and look us up, Bama Insider or Alabama Football. You'll find the Jay Barker Show. Also, we'll get some of your comments throughout the show. So give us your questions. Give us your comments right there on Bama Insider, and we'll read some of those and get some of your questions as well. For Antonio, Matt, or myself, you're listening to Jay Barker Show live from AVX. We'll be back.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Everybody loves Taco Casa. Everything we do in our store, we prepare in our store. We hand cut all of our tomatoes. We block and shred our own cheese here in the store. So we still hand cut our chips, our sopapillas, our taco shells, our chimalupa bowls. Our chili takes about 4 to 6 hours to make every single day. The goal in that is to provide the freshest, best quality to our customers. So we just look at it as, hey, basically, we're your kitchen. You're just coming to eat in your kitchen. Taco Casa, under the biggest cactus in town.
We know it's lonely at the top, but we don't mind.
National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Roll Tide. Join us Saturday as the Crimson Tide head to Starkville for a showdown with Mississippi State. Our coverage begins at 3 on your home for Bama football.
Get that satisfying crunch. Now with 20% more honey. Try a delicious Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bar with more of the honey you love.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522. Don't wait. Call now. 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
So, what are you sipping? Whether it's our freshly ground coffee to wake you up or an icy Polar Pop cup or Froster to keep you going, our new Sip and Save drink subscription at Circle K will keep you refreshed every day. Join Circle K's Sip and Save and grab any size drink every day for just $5.99 a month. Yeah. Start sipping and saving today. Just sign up with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
It takes 2 vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray football forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. brought to you by Randy Smalley Floor and Tile.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Partly sunny and warm this afternoon. The high today 86 degrees. A cold front coming through here late tonight, becoming cloudy. The chance of a few showers after midnight, the low at 58. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and much cooler, the high at 69. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 85 degrees in Tuscaloosa. 86 degrees.
It does,
a
and
cold
we've had
front
some
coming
great
through here late
support.
tonight, becoming
Miss Terry's
cloudy.
done a
The chance of a few
fantastic job
showers.
with it, and I've enjoyed that smiling face for almost 50 years. Pretty soon.
There you go. Oh, there you go. And a little blushing and fluttering heart right there. You're smooth, man. You're smooth.
My wife's here. We've only been married 3 years. So I guess let's start it off nice and smoothly. What is the key to success? Because everybody asks the question and everybody has a different response to it. How do you keep your wife happy?
You know, I think you have to work every day at relationships, regardless of who those relationships are with. And I think when you're married, you have to respect the other person and respect their feelings and try to do things that they expect from you, and in turn they do the same for you. You're really kind of best friends. You do a lot of things together. You talk about a lot of things. So I can't really sit here and say I've had to try hard to make it work, but I do think you have to work at relationships because you have to really sort of always think about the other person. You know, we're all a little self-absorbed and we always think of how things affect us, but sometimes in relationships, you got to think of, you know, how is what I'm doing affecting somebody else? And especially when they're that close to you. So, you know, it hasn't been work. It's been fun.
Yeah.
My wife's right there, by the way. Her name's Sarah.
Hello, Sarah.
Sarah.
You've
How
heard
are
of
you?
you've heard of Dr. Phil. We've got Dr. Nick right here, but it's true, exactly what he's saying though. The man knows of what he speaks. How about the relationship with your players this week, everybody?
All right, welcome back in again, Nick Saban. And hey, Coach, as we get ready for Alabama traveling to Mississippi State to Wade Stadium, Davis Wade Stadium, and 41-38 loss to A&M last weekend and dropped 4 places in the polls to number 5, still sitting right there on the outside looking in, and a 41-38 loss, tough loss there at A&M. But you look at Alabama on the road this year, even against Miami early on in neutral site. Not they struggled, but it took them some time. And then against Florida, they did. I mean, they were 2-point conversion away from Sanders doesn't make that stop, and you're going into overtime. So some things there that I think they've got to get corrected on both sides of the football as well is how to finish on the road, how to play better on the road. And again, this team, they're not as much young as inexperienced playing together, and some of the experience and the weapons we lost on the offensive side of the ball. But right now, for me, I'll get your guys' thoughts, and Antonio, I'll start with you. I really thought this was going to be one of the best defenses Saban's had in a long time, based on what we saw on paper. Henry To'oTo'o coming in, the linebacking core. Has it just been the injuries of even a Chris Allen and also Sanders now going down? Just talk about that from what you're seeing on that defense side of the ball, and where can they get better in this game against Mississippi State?
Well, I mean, losing Allen and injuries does hurt your football team, but this is college. You got 101 5-star recruits over there, so somebody should be able to step in and play. So I mean, experience matters. And some of these guys, if they don't have the experience, they're thrown in the fire and they got to learn on the go, but on the fly. But I mean, that's why you should be getting mental reps. That's why you should be paying attention in the meeting room. That's why you should, when you do get your reps, you need to make your reps count in practice, because you never know when the opportunity comes. And when the opportunity comes, you need to be ready. Now, what we need to do is not concern ourselves about what happened last week. That game is over with, and it's done with. You go in the meeting room, you see your mistakes, you learn from them, you go out all week long, and you practice that way. You correct those mistakes. You practice as if you're playing the game from Monday all the way until Friday, until you reach the field on Saturday. You practice that way, and then you go out and you make yourself better. Saturday, when you go out there, you don't concern yourself with what happened against Texas A&M. You get better, and you use every opportunity and every play Saturday to get better, and that's what it's all about. Sometimes these kids, I feel sorry for them because these young men, with social media and everybody saying some people positive, some people negative, so they seeing both sides. They seeing the worst of both worlds.
Yeah,
and they're young, so they get caught up in it. They don't know how to look at that and wipe it from their memory and just keep pushing. They read it and they see it, then they get upset, and then they want to fire back at the people who was putting all this stuff on social media. That's not your concern. People are going to be critical no matter what. If you're doing good, if you're doing bad, don't worry about that. Just go out and play football. Do what they brought you there to do. Play football and focus on that. And when you do that, you'll be fine. You can't get caught up in all the extracurricular stuff out there.
Let me ask you both this question. I was thinking about this and I talked to a buddy of mine last night. We look at defenses now, how tough it is for them, whether it's high school, college, pro, to defend the spread offense and the amount of athletes now that are on that offense side of the ball. I mean, it really has changed in the last 20 years. Used to was 2 tight ends, you run, you got a fullback. Then the spread came and they went and got basketball guys, said, hey, you're great athletes. You know how to play in space. You can do things that these other guys can't do. And they said, do we have to stop block? And they said, no, you can actually go score touchdowns. And so they came off the basketball courts and other sports and said, we'll come play, track guys, whatever. So now we've seen that. And then now with the safety issues surrounding football, you don't tackle hardly at all in the league. You don't tackle at all hardly in high school. And Antonio, you can attest to that and tell me kind of what you, we used to do so many drills where you had punishing fierce tacklers. I think Reuben Foster may be the last fierce punishing tackler Alabama's had. And I can't think of really any other guy.
He didn't know how to tackle.
Yeah, and even but I get Will Anderson's got that
he
motor.
brought a lot of force, but he didn't know how to tackle. Every tackle Foster made with his head down, leading with his head.
Yeah,
and that's what they were trying to take out of the game. Even Coach Saban complained about that. He was like, "We're trying to correct him as far as tackling because he's one of those that he's one of the last of the old school tacklers where they lead with their head." And he was leading with his head, and he was suffering injuries because of that. And you have to fix that, man. But if you're watching football nowadays, man, you're watching high school football, you're watching college football, even watching NFL football, man, the tackling is awful now. It's awful, and
it's about a hit. But they just come up and like knock into the guy.
Nobody's wrapping up. They're just throwing it by the end of people and hoping they can run up in there and knock them down. You used to be able to leave your feet and launch yourself. You can't do that now. We need to go back to the old school, go back to tackling. Take that targeting rule and somewhat throw it out, because the targeting rule has created this problem. Because kids now really don't know how to tackle, and coaches really don't know how to teach tackling anymore because you got this heads up tackling, and you got everybody want to do the
rugby tackle,
or what they call it, gator roll. So now people rolling, they got tackling wheels, they roll, and you got to go and lock your arm around there and tackle. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And that's why you send a lot of knee injuries, because a guy coming full speed and he's going long. Your knee can only go in another direction for so long before everything has to give. So I mean, if you surveyed 100 running backs, all 100 would say, "I'd rather guy hit me up high than go low on me any day of the week." So we somehow got to figure out how to get back to tackling. It's like they're running the spread offense so much, everybody's concerned about how to stop it. And the individual part of it is going out of the window. The endo period of tackling, of drill work is out of the window now.
Are we in a transition period to learning how to tackle with the new rules? Or are we just scattered all over the place? Because you watch Alabama against Miami, I thought they locked guys up pretty well. Then they go to Kyle Field, and it looked like they were back in spring training and didn't know how to lock up. And how much of that is a result? Is this a result of targeting?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. And I think don't we have to change that to where, okay, you can call the targeting the first time, but ejecting the guy is just really, really wrong. Can't you give them 2 strikes?
I would think they would be willing to look at the rule and change it and just make it a penalty. If you want to do anything, make it a penalty. Don't start ejecting guys and throwing them out of the game, because a lot of these targetings you see. When guys are running full speed and they make contact, you cannot control your head. It's almost like being in a car and whiplash. Once you make contact, you can't lock your neck and say, my head is not going to go forward when I make contact. It's just a natural thing. there's a lot of stuff in college football and pro football and all that in high school that needs to be rule wise, that need to be looked at. But I really think they need to take a strong look at the targeting rule.
One part of it that I really want to see them look at a lot of game film is that running backs, even wide receivers, lower their head on impact. And sometimes you can be coming in as a defensive back, Antonio, at a certain angle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with the running back or whomever has the football, turns his head or looks a different direction. And then there are also times where I think like running backs are guilty of targeting just for the way they run.
Mm-hmm. Head down. Yeah.
Head down.
I understand what they're trying to do because of the brain injuries, and you're hearing about CT and all that. They're trying to protect everybody nowadays. Understood. We hear you loud. We hear you loud and clear. But at the end of the day, football is football. And
they're worried about the
impact.
lawsuits. They're worried about the lawsuits and the things.
Well,
that
I mean,
come from that. Yeah.
I mean, hey, well then,
sign releases.
We there you go. We as people need to realize that we signed up for the game of football.
There's risk,
and there's risk involved. And if you want to go sue somebody because I think my child suffered CTE from playing football, well, you knew what you were signing up for. Football was not, our body was not created to really play football. Yeah. It just adjusted to it, adapted to it. So come on now, you know what you're doing. You know what's going on when you sign up.
Good stuff. This will be the 105th meeting in the history of Alabama, Mississippi State, and Alabama's dominated the series 83-18-3. Mississippi State hasn't beaten Alabama since the 17-12 win in Starkville in 2007. That just happened to be Nick Saban's first season for the Tide, and now reeled off 13 straight wins against Mississippi State. All right, to all you out there, Robin Dickens, Alabama Roll Tide. Everybody saying Roll Tide and hi. Christopher Lanier as well in El Paso, thanks for joining us. And Bama fan, LGB, Roll Tide. I got what you're saying. Also, Eleanor, Galloway,
that's funny.
Conrad, Herlong, all those guys. Travis Downs, Aaron McGuire, Jay Lee, Roll Tide. Thank y'all for joining us. Comments and thumbs up, subscriptions right there. BamaInsider.com. Go to YouTube channel, and you can just type in Alabama football, Bama Insider. You'll find us very quickly. And we're there each and every day, noon to 2, live streaming on YouTube and also throughout our network throughout the state. You know, when it comes to promotion, though, you know, we got a great sponsor, and they do a terrific job when it comes to helping you really market your brand. They're called Fully Promoted. Fully Promoted really wants to help you find new ideas, new ways of branding, marketing your business. Is your organization maybe trying to find unique items or things that people really use or like? They can help you do that. In today's competitive business environment, your brand needs to stand out to get noticed. Fully Promoted offers extensive branding and marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They got local experts to help specialize in putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials as well. They provide access to samples you can actually touch and feel, and also that personalized service to assist you with product selection, decoration methods, taking your brand to the next level. Call Fully Promoted today at 205-406-6430. Mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for that special offer. That's 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted?
Guys, one thing Alabama did a lot better this past Saturday, believe it or not. We'll talk about it on the other side of this break. Jay Barker Show. There's Antonio. I'm Matt and Jay.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
In July of 2022, the World Games are coming to Birmingham, Alabama. This international sporting event will trumpet Birmingham's arrival on the world stage. Thousands of athletes from across the globe will bring their hopes and dreams of winning gold. Their stories of perseverance and triumph will capture the world's imagination. This is the new generation of sport. This is the World Games 2022. Tickets on sale now at twg2022.com.
At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, not only they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries. You do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurg.com. That's SchaeferPlasticSurg.com or 205-278-7969. For more information and located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital. We We all want to create a product or service that's going to change the marketplace. Jeremy and Gina Miller have done it with LocalRealty.com. LocalRealty.com, they've saved sellers over $600,000 in listing fees just in the last 2 years alone. How do they do it? A full-service flat listing fee of $2,900, saving you thousands. 5-star ratings on Zillow with over 400 testimonials. Sold over 1,000 plus homes in the Birmingham metro area since 2016. Go online at LocalRealty.com or give them a call at 205-564-3200. That's 564-3200 for Local Realty.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently, and our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best ones in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
I was able to see it up close and personal in Charlotte, first game of the year. You know, impressive win. I see them flying around making plays. I think the thing that, you know, sticks out to me now is there's so many of them. There's so many elite players. And that's what really, you know, kind of comes to my attention is I can't just point to one guy and say he's making us different. There's no Roquan Smith, so to speak. There's a few of them. You know, there's just it's kind of baffling to really sit back. Okay, how do you assemble this kind of talent and be able to please everybody? It looks like all the guys love playing together. Winning definitely helps that, but I mean, you can tell they prepare, they go hard in practice. These guys are fighting for positions. I mean, so it shows up on Sundays or Saturdays. To be honest, I think Kentucky will be our first big test. You know, they're coming in 6-0. I mean, it's rare that you see undefeated teams like this at an elite level this time of the season. I mean, usually somebody's sitting on one loss. So, you know, it's funny to see how we've been able to be consistently good every week and dominate every week. So it is hard to get a measuring stick on how good they are. I mean, I just think you just let the wins speak for themselves and, you know, just look back on a great year. I know they don't get caught up in the moment, and I'm not trying to either. It's just let's just deal with this process, take care of it week after week, and see where we stand at the end. Not worry about the noise is one step, but don't worry about what we're talking about, right? Just focus on the job, and that's the only way you win games. You put the time in. But I tell you what, one thing I'm glad about is Jimbo Fisher beat Nick Saban. So if we ever get to that game, we don't have to worry about the disciple beating the teacher. And, so we don't, there's nothing to worry, no pressure on Kirby there. So we took that pressure off. Yeah, there's this 40-year, long, streak of not winning the championship hanging over us. But I don't think these guys care. It doesn't seem like they do. They seem like a week-to-week team, and that's exactly what we need to have in order to win the big one.
All right, Champ Bailey talking about the Georgia-Kentucky game coming up. Both teams 6-0. First time 2 SEC East teams with 6-0 or better records will face off. Isn't that amazing? Since the East and West became a part of the SEC. Number 11, Kentucky. Number 1, Georgia Bulldogs. And he said, finally, one of the disciples had beaten Saban. I didn't know there was a disciple named Jimbo.
I don't know. A couple of really quick questions. First of all, last night on Hey Coach, Saban did allude to the fact that he thought they played a lot better under crowd circumstances. But that's not really the thing you want to come out of a football game saying, hey, we got better in that regard, because you see,
you got a moral victory.
You guys know. Other thing, I want to ask you guys if you knew Champ Bailey.
I know Champ.
I thought he should have been a higher candidate for the Heisman when he was his last year at Georgia.
What year was that when he was up for the Heisman?
He got votes, didn't he?
He did. Yeah.
Who was in that class?
Well, we got to ask the candidate.
Yeah, I got it, man.
I'm sure Jay.
I can't remember
all the top five.
No,
remember?
not at all.
Since Jay Berwanger.
1998 is the year.
Who else was in that Heisman class? Who was in that race with Champ?
That's why we have Josh
Googling for us.
I'll Google it, but he'll tell me in my headset
while he's asking these questions, or while he's answering the questions, finding on Google. A question from the Bear online, one of the comments from BamaInsider.com. Question says, a question is this: if targeted is called, then overruled, if the hit was bad enough to call targeting, that even if overruled, should the call be changed then to personal foul and 15 plus first down to go? That makes sense.
If it's a brutal hit, then it gets a flag anyways. That's what he's saying.
Yes. He said even if it's not a targeting, but just unnecessary roughness or, personal foul. Your thoughts?
I think the whole targeting rule should be changed to, unsportsmanlike conduct, and then 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That's what I think. I think the whole targeting deal. If you think a hit is that brutal that you're going to call targeting, that you're going to toss a kid, then don't toss the kid. Just say some sportsmanlike conduct and give you a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down, and be done with it.
Unless, and Bear brings this up too. He says the guy stays, a personal foul for whatever besides targeting, 50 yards, first down. If not, then it was no call to begin with, and no flag should have been dropped. And there are instances where you see that, where you're like, why are they still getting the penalty? And, if they're going to pull back and say, look, it's not targeting, then what is it? It's football, right? I mean, it's a big hit. You have those type of situations in football, Matt.
Real quick, Ricky Williams won at 98. It was Michael Bishop. You remember him at Kansas State? Champ finished 7th. Don't you get ejected, DQ'd if you have 2 personal fouls?
Yeah.
Why not just leave it at that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if a guy leads with his head not once but twice, and we just talked about this 15 minutes ago, but the tossing of the guy, the tossing of the player, especially when it's one of those just
Malachi's wasn't that much.
No,
just kind of bumped into him.
There was one a couple of weeks ago against Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, it shouldn't have been called. But like Antonio said, their heart's in the right place. Correct. They're trying to prevent head injuries. They have evolved it a little bit since it started, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think enough.
Yeah, and again, and you brought this up earlier, and I mean, it's all about safety, and really a lot of it's about, again, legal. They don't want the lawsuits. They're worried about what's come about with NFL, with CTE and all that type of stuff. And also we've learned more about it. I mean, you've been in those conferences, you've been in those meetings with the NFL, and the discussions have been brought up, and worrying about, whether it's the tackling form, whether it's how many hits they get. I mean, now they've got things that register, not just in college, like there's high schools here in town that have things that tell them exactly in the helmet where the hit occurred, how much impact it was. Actually, a buddy of mine's, his son recently, his helmet kept going off during the game, plays linebacker. Brought the helmet to the sideline, and they put another. So they had the first protocol is put another one on, and so they put it on, went back out, and there's no issues. They sent it off. There was actually a hairline crack in his helmet, and that's why. So that was huge that they found that. So technology and those type of things is a good thing, but it's just kind of where everything's moved to. There, the safety of it all is what they're worried about. They're worried about the head injuries more than anything else.
Why high school teams, college teams, pro teams? Why is everybody paying? I'm being funny, but why are we paying $1,200 per helmet?
Mm-hmm.
If we got 1 million helmet companies out there, and everybody's supposed to be making the best helmet out there to prevent this, so why are we paying this kind of money for helmets if it's not doing this job?
No, it is. I mean, that's what the hairline crack. It was the helmet.
I'm not. I know.
Are you talking about?
Yeah, concussions. Why are we paying this kind of? Every helmet company out there swears up and down that they've designed a helmet that's prevent head injuries.
Well, I would say this. I bet they don't say that. I bet they say can help. I don't think anybody ever. They would never put a. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the time, even medicine doesn't say it's completely. There's always.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but why are we putting that? Why are you charging that kind of money for a helmet?
It's supply and demand. There's just a little bit of. There really isn't a lot of companies out there doing it the way some of the ones that are charging a ton of money with the way they've been built, the design, all that type of stuff. So I think that's probably.
Go back to the old bike helmets like we had. We didn't get many concussions. We didn't have many concussions.
Pump.
Yeah, with the two blue inner tubes in there.
Yeah.
Go back to those helmets. Those helmets.
Antonio, we don't know if we had that many.
Y'all can't remember where you had.
No, it's like because when you got up, they went, "Oh, you get your bell run, didn't you?" Yeah. And you went over and kind of like gathered yourself back and then went back at it.
In my limited experience, there'll be times where you really you see stars.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
you see stars.
Yeah,
but do y'all remember the ones that had gel in them, and then there were the ones that had water in them?
Oh yeah, I remember the gel. I don't remember the water, but yeah, I mean, I
Just
never
put flags on and be done with it.
Just do. Oh, play flag football.
Yeah,
you had enough.
I ain't gonna be
I
fine.
got you. Hey,
did you ever just really get it? I mean, did you deliver a blow that knocked you silly?
Most of the time, guys saw stars. You know where it came from? Hitting the head on the ground.
Yeah, back to the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hitting the head on the ground, going down or something, or trying to make a tackle, and you hit a guy and you hit your head on the ground. Most guys, most of the head injuries came from hitting the head on the ground. How do you prevent that then?
Jay, you want to talk about that game in Chicago? Maybe it's time to unearth that story once again, because I remember you telling me about it. Well, let's talk about that on the other side of it.
Oh man, it was. I don't remember coming off the field. I think they said that. I remember my family saying, we saw it on the sideline. They just saw my eyes, and I wasn't there. I didn't wake up. I don't remember anything besides being in the ambulance headed to St. Louis Hospital. Crazy. Small, medium-sized business owners out there, are you aware there's additional government stimulus dollars available to your business outside the PPP loan? You had employees retain them during the COVID-19 pandemic, up to $33,000 cash per employee, available cash refund, available to you no matter if you had a financial loss or gain. They've been doing this now for 23 years, and they work with 3,000 federal state programs to find you those cash refunds. And the good thing about it is this is not a loan. It doesn't have to be paid back. The E-Tax Breaks team recovers so much, and the best part about it is there's no fee to find out if you qualify. They only work off what's called success fees. And there's no financial risk to you ever. You pay nothing unless they find the credits or refunds for your business. And 90% of small businesses qualify or eligible out there. So take a few minutes to reach out to these guys, see if your business qualifies. Go to etaxbreaks.com, etaxbreaks.com, or simply call 855-659-1231, 855-659-1231 for etaxbreaks.com.
What did Jay do after that hit? We'll talk about it after the break.
I'm Batman.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your wipers are streaking? It might be time for a new set. We've got a great deal to help you get the job done and get ready for that rainy fall weather. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card when you buy 2 Bosch Envision wiper blades. And we've even got more ways to shop. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
O'Reilly. It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. That means you can get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of your Superstart battery. Return power, performance, and reliability to your car, truck, motorcycle, and more with Superstart batteries. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
With the help of Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond, I get everyone's morning started with a smile. It has a delicious and hearty combination of the Cheerios you love, whole grain oats, and sliced almonds for an extra crunchy crunch. That's how I set the rhythm for a great day. Look for Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond in your local grocery store.
So, what are you sipping? Whether it's our freshly ground coffee to wake you up or an icy Polar Pop cup or Froster to keep you going, our new Sip and Save drink subscription at Circle K will keep you refreshed every day. Join Circle K's Sip and Save and grab any size drink every day for just $5.99 a month. Yeah! Start sipping and saving today. Just sign up with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable. They're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
Meet Bob Monetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lust Garden Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
Weather brought to you by Fincher & Osmond. Fincher & Osmond carries artisan-created diamonds, and trust us, they are bigger than you expect. Visit www.fincherandosmond.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Partly sunny and warm this afternoon. The high today 86 degrees. A cold front coming through here late tonight, becoming cloudy. The chance of a few showers after midnight, the low at 58. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and much cooler, the high at 69. I'm James Spain on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 85 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
So people have to be committed and have a sense of purpose in terms of what they want to do, how they want to do it. And if you don't do it that way, you're probably not going to have the kind of success that you'd like to have. I think when the game comes, and this is what I told our players, when a game comes, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to do well. All right, but if you didn't do the things you needed to do to get ready to play the game, that becomes really, really difficult to do, especially when you play against really good competition in really tough environment.
Hi, welcome back in. And again, one of our great sponsors, Rock and Roll Sushi, and it's the biggest hit in the restaurant business. And I want to remind you, and I was talking to Lauren, who runs the Rock and Roll Sushi here locally, and actually owns the one downtown. And she's saying, man, we need help. We need workers, dishwashers, hostess. I mean, anything you imagine in the restaurant business, they need employees, and they're looking for people. They're growing, they're expanding. They are the biggest hit in the restaurant business. Go check them out. With the roles you love, the rock you love, with the people you love. It's an amplified dining experience. Rock and Roll Sushi, new location in Birmingham. It's at 5th Avenue South and Richard Arrington Boulevard. So go check it out for yourself as well. You'll love it. Looking at some of the comments on BamaInsider.com. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. But let's see, Logan, let's go to K. Harper. Let's go back to leather helmets. Talking to you, Antonio.
Give them yellow.
Leather helmets, yeah. Logan, love the show, RTR. Thank you, my man. They should give them a yellow card like soccer. Never bring soccer into the conversation with football.
Are we all on board with that?
The targeting rules, yeah. K. Harper, again, the targeting rule is nothing more than the ref's opinion. So,
hey, real quick, Jay.
Yeah.
After the hit in Chicago, you once told me when we were doing our show a few years ago, didn't you just decide that was it?
That was it. I was in
the walking
in the ambulance on the way to St. Luke. I had to spend the night there, and they were rubbing, they were taking a thing on my foot, trying to get me to. My right foot, I couldn't feel anything.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, and also I went and saw Dr. Swade afterwards, and my neck was totally so stiff that it was straight. It's supposed to have that curvature, and he said you can't play the rest of the year, and and so I didn't. The team kind of was wanting me to, and he kept saying you're not playing. I'm not going to release you. And but from then on, I just had two on the way. I had twins on the way, and I'm like, I want to be able to play with them, do stuff, and I started worrying about what may continue to happen over time.
Antonio, was there a defining moment? You just said, I've made too much money, I'm going to go, or you say, I don't like the city anymore.
He still got his first dollar.
I don't like my defensive coordinator.
Only thing that made me just decide to stop was I lost that dog. When you lose that dog and it's time to walk away from the game.
And you knew it, though.
I knew it. And you know when you lost that dog, man, when you lose him, that old fighting dog, when you lose him, you don't want to do them lay on the porch. It's time to go and walk away from him.
Was it one play, one game, or just the end of the season?
It was not a play. My body had started talking to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very honest, upfront answer. Thank you, 4-3.
Always.
No doubt. Bama baseball at defending national champs Mississippi State tonight as well, getting the weekend started for Bama and Mississippi State. What a great weekend that'll be. All right, we'll continue live from AVX, hour number 1 in the books on this Friday edition is Alabama Mississippi State game coming up. Let's take a look around the SEC on the other side as well. Some other big games, matchups. UAB's got Southern Miss this weekend at Southern Miss. So Coach Clark and them trying to go down and get another win for the Blazers. So excited about that as well. All right, hour number 2 is coming up next. Antonio Langham and Matt Coulter in studio. I'm Jay Barker. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans-style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff, its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The loser kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
When you don't prepare well and you're not confident going in, then, there's a certain level of anxiety that you play with. And this anxiety affects your decision-making, your judgment, and just about everything that you do. That's when you start dropping balls. That's when you're a little bit off on this. That's when you throw it when you should have handed it off. There's defensive backs don't look at the right things and they get fooled. And all of a sudden you look bad and somebody's wide open, or you didn't cover somebody man-to-man like you should have because you didn't look at the right things. So, all these things kind of create a cumulative effect of errors, mistakes, and things that contribute to not playing well. So their motivation was internal, right, which is what you want it to be, not external, not what somebody else says or somebody else thinks, or this guy, cut my head off and carried it down the road like somebody did. That's external. You're doing it because you really want to do it, and that's so. It's not an emotional thing. It's an inherent motivation that you have to really go out and improve something. So once you don't have that, or if you don't have it, or you don't sort of invent that in your soul and your system internally to want to do that, and you get satisfied and you get complacent because you did it last year, so it's going to be hard. So now we're going to look for an easy way to do it this year, and there isn't an easy way to do it. So then consequently, you don't have the same kind of consistency and performance that you'd like to have. So I don't think there's anybody that we play in our division who couldn't beat us.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 here on this Friday edition. Don't forget, we're presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Go see Mark here. All the great folks there at Top Golf. It's the bowling of our generation. You're going to love it. If you haven't experienced it, get out and see it for yourself. Top Golf, great place, great food, great restaurant, and more importantly, just a ton of fun for you, the family, co-workers, charitable events. They do them all the time, different events. We've talked about Antonio. They did a bachelor party out there for one of his friends recently, and birthday parties. They got a terrace that looks over the stadium. Great place for tailgating for those UAB games as well. So get out to Top Golf of Birmingham. Also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. Antonio, you like that red truck I sent out last night, you and Tony?
I love it. I love it. I'm telling you.
Good back
Jay
and
gave
forth
you a
with it.
red truck last night?
No.
Big 4-wheel drive truck.
Send him a picture also.
One jacked up high. It had hydraulics on it, so when you pull up, you park. You hit the switch and it lowers the truck so you'll be able to get in and out of it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't mind having it. It's red. It's a fire truck red.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having it. Then I would make me a CD. A record would be called. The title of my record would be 4-Wheel Drives in Mud.
So original. It could be the Tide in Town Creek.
No, I wanted the 4-Wheel Drives in Mud, baby.
We're driving mud.
Hell, you could just get a following and start Instagram, put a TikTok together like that kid did when he got inside the Texas A&M locker room. Hey, real quick question about last night.
Would you go by Collie or Antonio?
Uh-oh.
Collie.
Collie would be better for country music.
Would you explain that? I don't know that a lot of people know why it's Collie.
I was named after my uncle. Mm-hmm. My mother's brother, I was named after him. That's his name. And actually, I don't know, my mom was young when she had me, and when you Southern people, we misinterpret people's name. We may be saying one thing, but it's really something else. And actually, my uncle showed me his birth certificate, and I was named after him, so my name really should be Colin.
Colin, okay.
Because that's his name. His name is Colin. Okay.
And it turned into Colin.
I don't know how it turned into Colin.
I do. Southerners don't finish their words.
There you go. And everybody at home still calls him Colin, though. But I saw his birth certificate, and it is Colin. And he asked me. We talk all the time. He lives in Cleveland, and he asked me the other day. He said, "Nephew, will you please go get your name changed? If you're gonna be named after me, my name is Colin." And I said, "Man, next year I'll be 50. Does it make sense to go change the name now, man? Come on, man."
Wait a minute. I got inquiring minds want to know here. Now, was he called Colin? Colin.
Yeah.
No,
initially
he was called Collie. And,
always.
And when I asked my mom, she said, "Well, they was always saying Collie, so I thought it was Collie." So that's what I told them. Now I could have either been Collie, or I could have been a junior and been named Willie James.
I can't see you as a Willie James. Maybe in a red truck.
That was my daddy name, Willie James McCoy.
Do you ever have a nickname, Jay?
Did I have a nickname?
Yeah.
Well, Jay's a nickname.
It's for James?
I'm Harry Jerome. Harry Jerome Barker.
That's right. I knew
so
that.
I call him Collie, and Antonio's called me Harry Jerome or Harry forever. Chris Anderson calls me Harry Jerome.
Chris
they
Anderson
call him Harry
Jerome. Yeah.
Well, Chris,
what's he doing?
Chris, he's in Huntsville. We had
walking around kissing his bicep.
Exactly.
Hey,
him and Derek Lassick. So Chris and I had all that. Never shared this before. We had the same classes. We came in the same freshman class in Antonio, and somehow they put Chris and I together. So they would call out roll the first day, and it's Harry Jerome Barker, and I'd raise my hand. I'd go by Jay. Christopher Wayne. I'm like, this is mixed up.
Christopher Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. This should be the other way around. But
Go through life
Chris
with
is a
your
great guy.
with your first name Richard, and every day they call roll.
Yeah.
What all your friends start saying, I'll end it at that. But
Tonight's games again, Friday Night Lights, Marshall at North Texas, 6:00 on CBS Sports Network. Clemson at Syracuse, 6:00 on ESPN. California at number 9 Oregon on ESPN, and that game's gonna be at 9:30. And then San Diego State, number 24 at San Jose State at 9:30 as well on CBS Sports Network. So that's the matchups tonight. Auburn is at Arkansas, number 17, who just came off a tough loss by 1 point to Ole Miss. Let's break that one down for a second. And Matt, I'll start with you. The Auburn Tigers, coming off a tough loss, and Arkansas as well. Which team rebounds here? Arkansas has shown this year that they can be physical, that they can win games. Really, according to how their quarterback Jefferson plays, is how they kind of go. So, and also with the defense on that side of the ball. But Auburn, this is a tough matchup at Arkansas.
yeah, it's at Arkansas.
You're in Arkansas. Boy.
Yeah, and, I was born in Fayetteville, and I love my little piggies, but they don't have quite the talent that Auburn does. Although the gap is closing, Arkansas is getting better. I think Arkansas's game plan with Antonio, they're going to bow up. I mean, they're just going to go at them, right? I don't know if Auburn can handle that. I think Arkansas's got a real chance to win this game.
Well, I know I'm going to make some people mad, but I'm going to go with Arkansas. And this one, Arkansas looked very good against Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
The quarterback looked good. The running backs are good. The receivers, their defense was pretty stout. Right now, Arkansas is in their feelings a little bit about what happened to them. And Ole Miss, Pittman would not make the same mistake he did against Ole Miss by going for 2, which it was a 50-50 call. I enjoyed the man.
I was surprised.
I respected the man for going for the win. So, hey, but they'll bounce back. Auburn will give them a good game, but Auburn is still in that growing stage of trying to get used to Harsin and his staff and everything. They're trying to create in Auburn, and I think they're getting there. But I think right now Arkansas have just a little bit more than Auburn.
Jay, is
like
KJ
Arkansas's
Jefferson progressing very quick? I mean, he just seems to be getting better and better, and he's such a dual threat. He will present Auburn with all they want and then some.
Yeah, because he can throw it. He can make the throws, intermediate throws. He can take speed off the ball, all angles. He's a great runner. Probably that maybe is good or better even his passing game. But yeah, he's been a little bit banged up. So as he gets healthier throughout the season, but he played really well last week. And look, Pittman has put a lot on him as the quarterback and said, look, he's got to do a lot for them to win. Auburn will have to shut him down if they're going to do it. But being at Arkansas, I like Arkansas in this game. And he has, Jefferson, we saw it last year. He began to really progress about midway through and, learning their offense, understanding, the concepts of what they're trying to do on that side of the ball. And you've seen a big improvement. That's 11 a.m. on CBS. Florida, number 20 team at LSU. Matt, I'll start with you with ESPN game. But what do you think about Florida LSU?
I just can't figure LSU out. Actually, I can figure LSU out. They're not very good. They don't seem very well coached. They don't seem very motivated. I think Florida's got a chance to go into Baton Rouge, big, fat, orange blotch that they will be, and maybe win this game very handily.
And Tony, they're going all orange. Orange pants, orange jerseys.
Well, it wouldn't matter what Florida was wearing Saturday against LSU because everybody's quitting on LSU. Every player on LSU, Stingley's quit. Mm-hmm. The other corners quit. And you name them, everybody's finding an injury to get out of the season. So the only person left to quit next is Orgeron, which that probably happen after this week. So he won't quit, but they'll help him quit.
All right, as we continue hour number 2, you're right. It's like it's Gene Chizik all over again. Win a national title, you lose your offensive coordinator, and just can't seem to get things back in order. He lost both. Yeah,
2 years.
Yeah.
It's man, what have you done for me lately?
Crazy. Local Realty and one of our great sponsors, Jeremy and Gina Miller. Check them out. Go online at localrealtyflatfee.com to find out more information about them. And again, 5-star rating on Zillow, and everybody they work with, family of mine, friends of mine. Trent's sold 2 houses with them, and they do what's called a flat fee on the sales side of the negotiation or the deal. $2,900 flat fee up to a $500,000 listing. Then it just kind of incrementally goes up per $100,000 or whatever that model works. but it's going to save you thousands of dollars, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. And they've sold thousands of homes throughout the Metro Birmingham area. They've been around for a while. They're growing into the north and south part of Alabama. I think they'll keep going throughout the southeast. It's a great concept, great team of people to help you sell your home. More importantly, help you make the most out of probably your biggest investment in life. Local Realty, flatfee.com. It's Local Realty, flatfee.com for more information on Local Realty.
Nick Saban says no. Is Alabama elite? We'll talk about that in a moment.
This is the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The flagship station for Alabama Crimson Tide football.
Alabama touchdown.
Only on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Townsquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Ms. Reno.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One name, one call, one firm. Mesrano.
No representations made the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Now, in-home or in-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco Casa. Quality is number one. You got to start with a good quality product, but it's got to be at a good value to the customers.
Everything is about quality.
You just can't beat the quality, taste, and value.
And it's because we take pride in providing you with the best.
Good customer service and good food, good quality.
We want to make sure that we give that to them each and every time they come and visit us. The sense of pride that we have in the quality, the consistency of our food carries over to everything we do in the stores. That's Taco Casa.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
JCPenney's fall mystery sale is here. How much will you save? Hurry in store to find out. You could get an extra 30, 40, or even an extra 50% off Thursday through Sunday with Peel and Reveal coupon while supplies last. And with your surprise savings, you can easily refresh your closet and home. New fall styles, great fall savings. JCPenney. Coupon valid through 10/17. Some exclusions apply. Coupon giveaway in store only while supplies last. Must be 18 or older. See store or jcp.com for details.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Partly sunny and warm this afternoon. The high today 86 degrees. A cold front coming through here late tonight, becoming cloudy. The chance of a few showers after midnight. The low at 58. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and much cooler. The high at 69. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 86 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Well, I feel like in a lot of ways, this past game, we're no longer viewed as an elite team. So what I'm hopeful of is that our players are going to respond in a way that they go out and play with more consistency. I hope everybody supports them in a positive way, and that we play with the kind of intangibles that it's going to take for us to be the kind of team that we're capable of, and that we can do it for 60 minutes in a game, which I still don't think we've really accomplished. And I think to beat the teams in our division, that's what it's going to take.
All right, now you teased that going into the break. Let's take it from there.
Well, Nick Saban is such a marketing genius. I mean, he's saying that, so he probably thinks a few fans will buy it. And most importantly, he getting to his players once again, which he uses the media very effectively to do just that. My question is to Antonio Langham and Jay Barker. My opinion is they're still an elite team, and by elite, I think that would be a team that has a really good shot at making the playoffs. Now, in Nick's eyes, after A&M, they're probably not elite. But now, if there's an elite of the elite, it's Georgia. Is Alabama still under them? Antonio Lang.
Well, a lot of people put emphasis on elite, saying how many championships they won or if they're undefeated. Nick looks at the elite as saying they're doing everything right. An elite team does everything right. They study right. They practice right. They sleep right. They eat right. The whole nine. And this team is not doing that. And that's why he's saying they're not an elite team, because an elite team does everything right. Not just when you're on the field, but when you're off the field. And I saw a statement the other night where he made a comment where he said, these kids are not sleeping right. They're getting what they call, he said, they're sleeping dirty. You know, they're on the internet. They're on video games and all that, and they're not sleeping right. The habits are not good to be an elite team right now, and that's what he's saying. When they start doing everything right, not just on the field but off the field, then he'll say they're an elite team, which makes a lot of sense.
I've heard of riding dirty. I've never heard of sleeping dirty.
Hey, he said it. I read it and he said it.
Now, I still don't understand the thing about cutting somebody's head off and walking down the street. Now,
Yeah, that was-
Nick Saban's an elite coach, but I didn't understand that.
He would happen to be just watching the trailer for Halloween. That's what he was doing.
Or Walking Dead.
Yeah, something. And he just it caught him off guard when he was.
I love it. Number 21, Texas A&M, and actually the team that beat Alabama last week at Missouri this weekend, 11 a.m. Could be a little hangover there. I mean, at Missouri hadn't looked very good this year, but 11 a.m. start at Missouri, and with Jimbo got to get his team ready to play early on there at Missouri and Columbia. There in Missouri. Kentucky, number 11 at number 1, Georgia. We talked a little bit about that earlier. You got Vanderbilt at South Carolina. Again, Alabama, number 5 team at Mississippi State. The 6 o'clock game on ESPN. And then it's number 13, Ole Miss at Tennessee. Heupel's got the guys going pretty well.
Scoring.
Yeah,
6:30
on
up.
SEC Network.
If they can score some points, Tennessee, they will make it a good game, because we've all seen it, and Ole Miss defense is not good at all.
The Kentucky, I want the Kentucky-Georgia matchup to intrigue me more than it does. But do you guys really give those Blueberries a fighting chance?
No.
Antonio?
It depends on how much of the Cavassier and the smoke that Tennessee Georgia can handle. If they get too much of the Cavassier and smoke,
Did you just make a ladies' man reference right here?
But Kentucky's played well. It brought up both teams 6-0. First time that undefeated teams stats hard to believe. First time an undefeated team at this point, or 6-0 records, has ever happened in the East. I can't believe that.
That baffles me.
Yeah, that game's at CBS 2:30 start, and I definitely like Georgia in this game. Georgia just looks, again, the eye test that I talked about with Clemson at the beginning of the year. That when I watched them at times, I was like, man, they just don't look as the type of player that they normally have. Georgia does. I mean, Georgia looks, especially their defense is front seven. Antonio, talk about just their athleticism, their speed. Number 99 was it Davis? Is that right? Yeah, just an unbelievable
You get
athlete.
Heisman mentioned already.
I heard he had a nickname, the Dancing Bear. Anybody heard that nickname? They said somebody.
I'd just like to know if anybody remembers who Dancing Bear is.
You know why I really like Georgia football team. You know who Georgia football team reminds me of our '92 team.
Yeah.
There are no solid superstars on that football team. It's just a bunch of guys. Now don't get me wrong. There are some athletes on that team, and there are some guys that people talk about a little bit more than others. But when you watch them play, they're all on the same page. They're all working toward the same goal, and they are in tune to everything, man. And I that's why I like that football team. Man.
They're kind of back to old school, and I say old school, as old as you can go back right now with still having spread offense. But it seems like the old school defense that Saban had, that the and not to say that this defense can't
like
be
the
that
09 team.
Yeah, or you just think about just that physicality. I mean, they play with that type of mentality throughout the game. And Tony, I thought you made a great point, and Coach Saban has made this point many times, and I know that you've known him for a long time. He was your assistant coach of the Cleveland Browns, and so you've had a little bit different relationship than most with Coach Saban. I kind of understanding when he says things and kind of interpreting those things. But when you talk elite, it's not just the player, as you said. It's about the preparation. It's about how you treat each game. It's how you value. As Coach has said recently, the wins and the losses. What do you get out of that stuff? And I think that's where, as you brought up earlier about our team, and through the '90s with Coach Stallings, we may not have been always the most talented, but we had great chemistry. We were hard workers. We put the work in, and we spent a lot of time together. That's the one thing, and Tony and I have talked about this, Matt, that I hate about now in college football is that, Bama Sci-Fi was the name of our fraternity. We made it that.
Bama Sci-Fi.
Bama Sci-Fi to the day we die, right, Antonio? All right, so that was our frat house.
Yeah.
We got to know each other. 4 or 5 years together living in Bryant Hall was probably I hate to say, but one of the best experiences of my life, maybe the best times of my life, and friendships and things that have carried on for years. And I hate the fact that they've, done away with it, or at least not, having a place where these guys go and it's there for their entire time. And Tony, your thoughts about that?
Well, Bryant Hall made us who we were because we were around each other all the time. So I knew I learned Jay learned me. We learned each other, and we also, so I knew what days I could go and I could harass Jay and give him a hard time and laugh and joke with him, and I knew the days when I just needed to leave him alone and let him be to himself. So with that being said, when we got on the field doing practice and then on Saturdays in game, I know how much I could come in if I wanted to get him going. I knew how much I could say to him to get him going without it being personal, without guys getting in their feelings and being like, man, don't say nothing to me, leave me alone. That never happened. If it wasn't going good, yeah, Copeland and Curry and them turn around like, man, you got to get your guys going back there, man. I can't get mad. All right, I got you. Let's go. We're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it works. Majority of these kids only see each other when they get to practice, when they're in the meeting rooms and they have practice. And when they leave and go back to where they live, they never see each other again until the next day of practice. So how do I have time to get to learn Matt? How do I have the time to get to learn this guy and that guy? How do I know how much I can push him? How much when to back off? I don't, because I don't have enough. I don't have enough time being around him. I'm not able to build that camaraderie like I want. That's what I feel bad for these young men now, is they can't build that camaraderie with each other because everybody's living all over the place.
That's right.
Did they abolish athletic dorms after 92, 93?
No, it was
no.
It was later. 97, 98, maybe.
Okay.
I think it was around.
I hated it because Zion them came in. Zion them didn't live in dorms. They was all.
That's right. Yeah.
Because now they get nice stipends per month, so they live in really nice apartments now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do they live with another football player usually?
Usually, or a house.
Did they have other sport athletes in Bryant Hall?
Yes.
Were they basketball players? The name of
basketball was on the same dorm with us. We could walk right on the other side of the dorm, and we over there with Spreewell and Orion, and we all
what
and
a
the basketball
dorm.
guys, man. We could sit in there, man, with these guys, and we go in their rooms and sit there and laugh and joke with them when they walk over to the football side, and they sit around with us. It was like a big family, man. My guy was Alvin Lee. He played basketball, man.
Boy, he could shoot a three.
He could
now.
shoot a three, man.
Oh, wow.
Every Saturday when we played a away game or a home game, but usually away games, when the bus made it back to Bryant Hall, so I'm walking the door. Alvin Lee right there. my man, when we going tonight, baby? I said, let me put my bags down, Alvin. Let me put my bags down, then we'll move around.
We're going to end up at the CC.
I think Webb said about Alvin Lee once, he said somebody faked him in the past and he shot anyway.
That's a great quote right there. Oh, my goodness. We're gonna end that segment on that one right there. Great stuff.
I couldn't believe it would happen.
he launched it from his hip, too, didn't he?
And I used to love it because every time he shot, he'll sing it when he shoots a three. Yeah, when he catch it. Three.
Love it. Fully promoted, and one of our great sponsors, new ideas for branding and marketing, maybe looking for them, and they can help you out. Give them a call at 205-406-6430. That's 205-406-6430. They have local experts. They're going to help you and specialize putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to the samples and personalized service to really assist you, meet with you, and make sure you understand some of the selection and decoration methods, taking your brand to the next level with Fully Promoted. And you're going to love working with these guys. 205-406-6430. And if you mention you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show, they're going to give you a special offer. So that's 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted?
When we get back, I want to ask you guys, what's the oddest thing you found out that's airable? One of the oddest things you found out about a teammate when you were all living at Bryant Hall. This is the Jay Barker Show.
We can't go there.
You can. Well, no. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in J Barker for a special discount code. That's J Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the J Barker Show. Siebels in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
Iowa, they've excelled at taking the ball away this season. Leads the FBS in turnovers forced, turnover margin, and interception. That would be good. They'll take on a Purdue team this Saturday that's only forced 2 turnovers, tied for last in FBS. That would be bad. So, EMAC, how good is Iowa?
I love this Iowa team, and this is a little bit of a weird start to our show, right? We're talking all defense at first. Acho, I'm sure you're loving it. I'm an offensive guy. I want to talk about the offensive side of the ball. But Iowa, man, they're so fun to watch. They're going to take that ball away from you. They're going to take your lunch money, and then they're going to go score. That's the impressive thing, is that these guys capitalize on the extra opportunities that the defense gives them. I am concerned, though, about that offense moving forward.
They'd love to be the group of 5 team to crash the playoff party. The Bearcats are 5-0, including a statement win over Notre Dame, but the rest of their conference schedule doesn't help them a whole lot. But even so, Joey, where has Cincy exceeded expectations?
I don't know that anybody picked Cincinnati to be able to go on the road and beat Indiana and then go on the road and beat Notre Dame to begin this season. Those were the 2 games we were looking at, and they've accomplished that. And so now they're sitting in a position that they run the rest of their schedule, we'll be having a conversation about Cincinnati later on. So they have been doing exactly what they were expected to do up to this point, and we'll see if they can finish it.
Listen, when you look at UC, man, they've done what they've needed to do up until this point. I think continue to win. Don't worry about the rankings. Don't worry about any of that crap. Continue to get Desmond Ridder. Continue to get Jerome Ford running the football. Establish that identity. Keep that physicality who you are. And that way you don't have to have those 3 and outs. You stay in third and manageable. Desmond Ridder can be the Desmond Ridder that I think he needs to be. I think he needs to be throwing deep shots, scrambling around, running the football. He's a really, really good athlete. So I think the physicality needs to make sure they show itself down the stretch so they can be a team that you depend on in the run game.
All right, welcome back in. And again, some of the comments there. Iowa, they played well this year. Cincinnati is Dennis Dodd in his headline today said Cincinnati primed to step through playoff door. And everybody thinks they've done enough. I don't know. I mean, we'll see once they get in that room and start discussing some of the blue bloods of college football. If there's not any more losses, it's still going to be tough for Cincinnati. I hate to say that with a Power 5 team, but it's just tough. And but they've played well. They're doing all they can. They just got to keep doing what they can do, and that's all they can do. Play the schedule and try to come in there the way that they played so far. All right. Also, looking at some of the stats, Alabama hasn't lost 2 games in a row since 2013. And a great stat. That's been 8 years that they haven't lost 2 games in a row. Also, the run game saw this stat as well. As far as Brian Robinson last week, rushed for 147 yards on 24 carries in the game, averaging 6.13 yards per carry. But only 2 of his carries came inside the 10-yard line. And that's, everybody's talked about it. Alabama has been bad inside the red zone in goal-to-go situations, scoring touchdowns on only 71.4% goal-to-go possessions. That's below the national average of 75.3%, ranks 86 nationally. It's not where you'd expect to find a team of Alabama's caliber. So some of the comments there and some of the thoughts about Alabama's offense, what they need to get back to. Antonio, did you like playing? Because what you're going to see this weekend with Mike Leach is spread you out. And they're going to throw it 55. I think they're averaging 57 passes per game is for Mississippi State. Would you rather play a passing offense or a running offense?
I enjoy what we played against when we were in school. I don't like these track meets, man. It's all day. It's just running out. Now there are more opportunities to get to get picks. There are opportunities to make plays on the ball, man. But it just you're throwing the ball 70, 80 times a game. That's too much, man. 60, 70 times a game. This is entirely too much, man. That's just too much running. I don't want to. I can understand how these receivers probably feel in a game like this. I'm pretty sure they are saying all kind of words about their offensive coordinator during their game because that's a lot of running.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of running.
Well, there are several comments concerning our topics here.
Give me one.
Here's Patrick McKeever. He wants to see Milroe in more.
I said the same thing the other day. I didn't say I want to see Milroe, but I said I'm not understanding right now, Nick, right now, how when there were blowout games, when there are blowout games, he is still keeping the first unit in. I mean, he is seeing stuff that he's not happy about, so he's making them stay in longer and get to work. But in some of these blowout games, man, give me some more guys. You have so many games you can play these guys before you ruin their red shirt. In some of these blowout games, play them. Let us see Paul Tyson a little bit more. Let us see Milroe in some of these games. Let us see Braxton. Yeah, let us see these guys.
Milroe is one of the strongest players on the team. He's one of the fastest, if not the fastest, on the team. I would say this. I think Bryce is a phenomenal quarterback, number one.
And he deserves to be the starter. I don't think anybody's arguing that.
But if you're, which we haven't had an issue, really, I mean, think about it. 147 yards, Brian Robinson, we could run the ball against A&M. But he is an option. I mean, he definitely, and I really thought there was some talk that they had some plays ready for him for the Miami game, that they were going to really kind of display him early in the season. And we haven't seen it until late in the game, but those are mostly just kind of running the clock out type plays. But he is, he can rip the ball. He's still learning. He's a very smart kid. He understands a great aptitude for the game. But it's just experience. He needs more reps and more chemistry with the receivers is any position, especially the quarterback position. But he is a talent.
Is he worth putting a wrinkle in for, though?
Yeah. And they got him. They just got to use him.
You talking about Milroe?
Yeah, they're trying to save his red shirt. Is that what they're doing?
No, you got so many games you can play him before he loses.
Four
Before
losing 4 games.
Okay, let me ask you this question, Jay. Is there fear of him playing in some of these games and looking so good that all of a sudden there becomes a chant of we want Milroe, and it creates controversy over it in Tuscaloosa? The reason why he's probably not seeing the field.
No, I don't think he's quite there yet, to be honest. I think he's there physically. He's there. I'm not saying he can't mentally do it. It's just he needs to keep working at it, getting better, making quicker decisions. I think that's what they saw in fall camp. But Antonio, they speak so highly of him. The coaches do. He's a hard worker. The players respect him. He's won that aspect of it because how hard he works in the workouts and in the weight room. Like I said, one of the strongest, one of the fastest players on the team by far. And Patrick also, I thought, made a good point. Young team with few seniors, freshmen got to step up faster than in other places. Boys got to be men, do work. And Stephen Boyd said Milroe is a physical freak. I have no clue if he's a great quarterback or not, but let's see what he can do. So a lot of things continue to be coming up as far as some of the comments. We appreciate your comments. Like, subscribe to our BamaInsider YouTube channel. And as you're listening throughout our radio network throughout the state of Alabama on the Gulf Coast, you get to work, you get home, or at night, you want to go back and watch those videos. They live there for pretty much eternity on YouTube. So you can go back. We cut up some few too, and we'll send them out. And you guys do a great job. So thank you for your comments today. Keep doing that. We love reading them.
Kay Harper says, I agree with Antonio.
About what?
So there you go. It doesn't specify, so I'm assuming
she disagrees.
He or it's an initial K, so I guess it could be Kevin or K or Kelly.
Best man. But I think man will eventually win. That's what he said. Yeah. That last comment there.
I do want to kind of play with this thing about being in Bryant Dorm. Was there anything that you learned about somebody that went, God, what's he doing playing Farmville? Or anything like, did you learn anything about Jay? I mean, and I mean in a funny, good way. Like, I can't believe he doesn't like baked potatoes.
We ain't never really see Jay.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I understand.
Him was in love.
Well, he's
him was in love.
He
We
did-
didn't see it
Oh, my
much.
gosh.
We didn't see it much. Him was in love.
Uh.
Now I wanted to take my roommate and Sam Shade out at times though, because I go to sleep at 10, 11 o'clock. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and these two are still playing Nintendo.
And they had Nintendo in '92.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I knew that.
No, when it was
Shane Willie.
Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah, they were Tecmo Bowl. They used to play.
You know what we played in my dorm? Pong. I'm not even sure they had. I'm not even sure they had
kind of
Pong.
got an idea.
Did you wear your leather helmet while you play? That's
Oh.
great.
Now you want to know something about Brian Hall? We give you one on Chris Anderson. The day Chris Anderson, we all moved in the dorm. The day Chris Anderson moved in the dorm, Chris Anderson came in, and one of your top drawers in your dorm is where you put your toothpaste and all that. Chris Anderson filled that whole drawer up with sunglasses from the bottom to the top. He had a different pair of sunglasses, and I guess him and some of his guys in high school, they had a little group.
Thing, huh?
They had a little group, and several of his sunglasses had 4 horsemen rolled on the side of. You remember that, Jay?
It was written. It wasn't originally in the sunglasses.
It wasn't originally in the
wrote it.
Yeah, they went somewhere and had somebody 4 horsemen, baby.
When and also Chris came in we saw him in July. He was it maybe June, at the end of June, and he had the best Jerry curl. I mean, it was it was so glow. I mean, it was
let your soul glow, baby.
It was cut by the players started making fun of, like, not making, but give him a hard time.
Yeah, he finally cut it.
He finally cut it.
Y'all can't rag on my Huntsville High School Crimson Panther.
Oh, he's one of our
you
best.
Seen that curl? You seen that curl? You would have.
I would have.
Yeah.
Is it like in Coming to America?
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
up against the couch and it's still
Yeah,
there?
that was
It
him.
was shining. It was actually really good. Man, you got to admit that, Antonio.
Who was that? Lorenzo Ward, called him Whammy. Lorenzo Ward. Chris comes in the cab to eat one night after practice for dinner, and as he starts walking through the door, Whammy gets behind him and drops a towel on the floor and start acting like he's wiping up the curl juice off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man.
You
see, these are
not getting this anywhere else.
No,
I'm
and
telling you.
there's so many moments, and we've done this when reunions and stuff, and everybody starts talking, and you start recalling things, and one thing leads to another thought or memory to it. But gosh, I mean, there's so many, and that's from living together, from being there. It was our fraternity. It was our place. I mean, it was right there on Fraternity Row. I mean, right across behind us were all the frats were the part. We became very close with them through college. We go over and hang out with them.
Let me tell you that's much different. When I was there, our fraternity house was right in that general area around Bryant Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but I don't know who did it.
Well,
so
we're
it
giving
doesn't
up a lot
matter.
today.
However, you remember, they may still do this. Fraternities would build huge float-like things and decorations in the lawn. Let me tell you,
For homecoming.
how many nights we stayed up all night poking a piece of crepe paper into chicken wire.
Yeah.
To get all those colors and get ladders. And man, I'm telling, and ours ended up looking like a droopy dog. It was supposed to be Coach Bryant. You couldn't even tell. It was awful. If they had a vote for the worst one on Fraternity Row, it was
What
ours.
fraternity was it?
I can't tell you that now.
Right.
Hey man, I did find out this though. Lemansky mom got his name from All My Children.
Yep.
Hey,
I remember that.
That's the truth.
It is.
Where do you eat
I called him the other day and I said, Ski, I needed to know, did your mom get your name from the soap operas? He said, that's a true story. He said the credits and stuff were rolling and she saw Lemansky come across there and she thought it was a great name. So I was like, I wanted to know, was it General Hospital, As the World Turn, All My Children?
Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives, but I think it was All My Children.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay.
And yes, he did eat breakfast over at
that was Days of Our Lives.
And yes, he did eat breakfast over at Oprah's house.
He did,
said when he was in Nashville, he said him and a good friend of his were going to play golf with Stedman.
Yeah.
And they went over there that morning. They were cooking breakfast, and he said, Oprah and Gail were there cooking breakfast, and he sat down to eat breakfast with them, man.
My memory's not
amazing.
as good and real quick about Bryant Hall and Fraternity Row. We woke up about 2:00 in the morning, and there was this huge flame in our front yard, and we're pretty sure we knew who did it. But you know how crepe paper will go up.
Yeah.
One piece was lit, and that whole bear just went. Now, it didn't burn long, okay?
Oh, so
but
it was a bear, not Bear Bryant.
It was, it was literally a bear. It wasn't, and I'm not sure anybody would have recognized it. Right. But the relationship back then with the dorm, I don't think was as good as it was when y'all were there in 90.
No, and we got there. There was a arrow. Remember the arrow through the tree?
Yeah.
I forgot the guy that shot. He shot it. He was trying to shoot it back at the fraternities, and it went in there. And then somebody said, "You can't do that. You can't be shooting
it was from a crossbow."
Yes.
So I asked Ski, how did she offer him his plate? Did she say, "You get a plate, and you get a plate, and you get a plate"? Hey, he hung up on me, man. He hung up on me. I said, did she say, I said, did she say, you like what you like a plate? Or did she say, you get a plate and you get a plate? You get a plate.
Hey, at least you didn't say your breakfast is under your chair. Look at Hey, E-Tax Breaks wants to give you a great gift. That's a $33,000 cash refund per employee. And the PPP loans, yes, they've been there, but there's other stimulus money out there. And E-Tax Breaks wants you to find out about it. They got attorneys, CPAs, and E-Tax Breaks that have been identifying tax credits, cash refunds available to businesses through more than 3,000 federal and state programs. So give them a call. Most of the small businesses out there eligible, 90%. So take a few minutes, reach out, see if you and your company and your business qualifies. Go to etaxbreaks.com, etaxbreaks.com, or simply call them at 855-659-1231. That's 855-659-1231 for etaxbreaks.com. I will wrap up hour number 2 on this Friday edition, getting ready for Alabama to travel over to Davis-Wade Stadium against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Ms. Reno.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One name, one call, one firm. Ms. Reno.
No representation made that quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You're ready to get out and get moving. And whether it's surfing, playing tennis, or hiking every path you can find, you're going to need some essential new gear. Essentials that are even more rewarding with the Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card. You can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. The essentials have never felt more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
It begins before we are even born. It is with us until the day we take our last breath. So when it comes to matters of the heart, it is best to leave it to those who know how to keep that beat going.
Cardiology Consultants has provided West Alabama the highest quality, state-of-the-art cardiovascular services. Dr. William Hill, Jeffrey Anderson, and Lewis, Amit Shah, Edward Caraway, and Brad Proctor, all board certified.
JCPenney's fall mystery sale is here. How much will you save? Hurry in store to find out. You could get an extra 30, 40, or even an extra 50% off Thursday through Sunday with Peel and Reveal coupon while supplies last. And with your surprise savings, you can easily refresh your closet and home. New fall styles, great fall savings. JCPenney. Coupon valid through 10/17. Some exclusions apply. Coupon giveaway in store only while supplies last. Must be 18 or older. See store or jcp.com for details.
So as you guys know, Mark's gone. The float artist at Fred's Floral just took off days before the parade. They need a replacement before business passes them by.
And who am I going to get to finish the float?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Townsquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com. Townsquare not only can help you find more local customers online, they'll also help you grow your business to a new level. With premium website services that get you new leads every day and no contracts to sign, there's no better time to join. Not only that, Townsquare also has a dedicated marketing specialist who will be with you every step of the way, making changes that will benefit you and especially your business. It's fast, easy, and you can cancel your subscription at any time. So hurry to mylocalcustomers.com and get your $500 in free advertising today.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Partly sunny and warm this afternoon. The high today 86 degrees. A cold front coming through here late tonight, becoming cloudy. The chance of a few showers after midnight, the low at 58. Then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and much cooler, the high at 69. I'm James Spain on the 80s 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 86 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, as we wrap up hour number 2, again, always thanks to Josh Smith, our producer, does a great job, not just on the radio, but all the stuff you're seeing on screen, as well as all the guys there from BamaInsider.com. Go to YouTube if you're listening to us right now, and later tonight, if you didn't hear some of the show earlier, or I want to go back and look at some other episodes of the last few weeks that we've been on with them on their YouTube channel, go to the YouTube channel, and when you go to YouTube, just go to search, put in Alabama Football, Bama Insider. You'll find a collection of all of our different shows over the last few weeks. And Matt Coulter been in with us for the last few days as well. Appreciate you coming in. Spending time with us. Laura's been in Lincoln on assignment, and Antonio is writing checks over here. What are you writing? What are you doing?
He is writing a check.
Are you writing a check?
Add a couple more zeros there. Collie?
That's right. That's awesome. The as you see, off camera. Go back to that shot real quick. Go back to Antonio's shot real quick, Josh, if you don't mind. I was say something. The legendary. It's all the different his show and stuff.
Yeah, that's my album, by the way. Yeah. That's how old I am.
All right, and also thanks to all of you listening in each and every day and making time for us in your day. And again, when you're online, comments and stuff throughout the day and throughout the show, and we'll get back to you. Try to read as many as we can. So thanks for joining us on this Friday edition. All right, real quick, Alabama Mississippi State score.
I think Alabama wins this pretty easily. Maybe something like 45-17.
Yeah, I was kind of like 45-10, somewhere in there. Antonio?
Bama by 17.
By 17. You heard it from Colin. All right, we'll continue on Monday. Be back with us live from AVX. Thanks for being with us. Have a great weekend. God bless.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham is a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 90-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com, or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com, or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out gofan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit gofan.co now. That's gofan.co.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station.
One man to beat, you can forget about it. Touchdown, Alabama.
Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Game on! Game on!
That's the name of the game, defense.
Teague, he's going right, and he's not going to make it. Christian Barmore goes laterally, and he'll stop Teague short of the yard line to gain. And Alabama will take over on...
That's part of the game.
Looks wide open, left side. Najee out of the backfield, makes the grab at the 10. Gets inside the defense. He'll fire forward. He's got a touchdown.
You got to play one game at a time. And a lot of people take a lot of things for granted. And I get asked questions like, well, how important is it for the young guys to get to play this week? Well, how the hell you know they're going to get to play? I mean, what makes you think that you can just assume that they're going to get to play?
Every game is a season unto itself.
Barstall in motion. Handoff Najee. Touchdown, Alabama.
I hope I've been invigorated all year. I owe that to the players. That's my job.
That is going to do it. The clock is going to wind down. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Players flooding the field here at Hard Rock Stadium. 2 seconds. 1. And that is it. The final score, Bama 52, Ohio State 24. Alabama does it. 10 regular season SEC wins. An SEC championship. A road